Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Have you ever been in a situation where all of a sudden you're kind of shocked at what the outcome is? This situation is just turning out and you're confused. You know, sometimes that surprise shouldn't be a surprise. We often do the things that create the problems in our lives. It's interesting, you know, I was reading today in Proverbs chapter 30. Surprise, right? I told you I read the chapter that corresponds with the date every day. It's something I've been doing for years. I learn something every day, and I hope that you're understanding that. It's not the only place I read, but it's one of the places I read every day. And as I was reading through it, verse 33 said this: "The churning of milk produces butter, and twisting a noose draws blood, and stirring up anger produces strife." And so I got to thinking about that for a minute. Should you be surprised if you have milk right from an udder that still has the heavy cream in it, it hasn't been separated out, and you start shaking it? Should you be surprised that there's butter that's created? Should you? But if you put it on the donkey and carried it down the road and let it shake, and then when you got it out and there's butter there, you might be a little upset. I mean, that's not a time that we live in, but it's a reference to a time that this writer was in, right? How about this one? They used to hang people for doing bad things. And the concept was to do it, but people would often get offended if there was blood drawn and people bled out when they hung them. And the people doing the hanging, if they twisted the rope really tight before they tied the noose, it would create a situation where it would cut the throat and the people would bleed. The writer says you shouldn't be surprised if you twist the rope when blood comes out. This one probably relevant to you today. Those two not, right? But this one I'm sure is. Stirring up anger produces strife. If you're in the middle of something and you're poking the bear, you shouldn't be surprised when you get punched, right? The idea here is don't act like you didn't know it was coming. Especially if it's happened before. This gives us the opportunity to evaluate how things have happened in the past so that we can learn not to have that happen again today. It also means that if you don't have something in your life that you think you want, that evaluation can also include what haven't you done, or what haven't you not done so that you could get what you want. The churning of milk produces butter. The twisting of a noose draws blood. And the stirring up of anger produces strife. We often talk about what you reap, you sow, what you sow, you reap, right? And we always put it off to the positive, but it's also true with the negative. So today, we need to think about that. and not be surprised when we get what we did. Right? It's important that we recognize that. It's important that I recognize that. I mean, I can't tell you what to recognize, but I definitely know I need to recognize it. If I'm stirring up strife, then anger should ensue, right? If I'm not praising God, then I shouldn't expect him to draw near. Because the Bible says that he'll draw near if I'm praising him, right? Those are things that we need to recognize and follow through with. So remember that today. As you move forward in this day, we get what we give. And it's important to remember that. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. God bless.